What would you do if your child was crying from hunger, and heaven refused to answer your prayers? Before the rooster crowed that night in a small village in Igbo land, one woman made a choice that would change her bloodline forever. Her name was Mama Addis. Mama Addis sat on the cold floor of a small mud house in a village in eastern Nigeria. The plate in front of her was empty. Not a grain of gari. Not a piece of yam. Not even salt. Her stomach growled loudly. Across the room, her 3 children, Obina, Addis, and little Kolechi, lay weak on thin mats. Their eyes were dull. Their lips were dry. Obina whispered, "Mama, I'm hungry." Those words broke something inside her. Her husband had died many years ago. Since then, life had pressed her down like heavy stone. At first, neighbors helped. But slowly they stopped. They said she begged too much. Every night she prayed. Every week she fasted. But the sky stayed silent. That evening, when little Kolechi began to cry without strength, Mama Adi stood up slowly. Her tears dried. Her face became hard. She stepped outside barefoot and looked at the dark sky. If God will not help me, maybe someone else will. She remembered an old woman people feared in the village. They said she lived deep in the forest. They said she spoke to spirits. They called her dangerous. Her name was Neka. That night, Mama Addis tied her wrapper tight around her waist and walked into the forest. The hut was small and dark. Inside, Neka sat beside a black candle. The flame moved like it was breathing. "I want money," Mama Addis said, her voice shaking. "Any amount. I am tired of begging. I am tired of suffering." Neka smiled slowly. "You will get your wish," she said softly. "But your soul will never be yours again." The candle flame turned blue. From the shadows, a deep voice spoke without a mouth moving. "Riches will come. But your joy will never stay." Mama Addis felt a sharp pain in her chest. For a second, her eyes turned dark. Then it stopped. Neka gave her a necklace made of small bones. "Wear this. You will never be poor again." The next morning, 3 heavy bags of money sat outside Mama Addis' house. The village woke in shock. Within weeks, everything changed. She built a large house. She bought a car. Her children wore clean uniforms and went to the best school. She gave money to the poor. She smiled often. But at night, she cried. She heard whispers in the wind. She saw shadows in her mirror. And one night, Obina screamed in his sleep. He never woke up. The whole village cried. Mama Addis buried her son in a golden coffin. But her eyes were dry. It was like her heart had turned to stone. The necklace felt heavier around her neck. She ran back to the forest. "You didn't tell me this would happen," she shouted at Neka. The old woman laughed. "Did you think riches come free? Each blessing will take something from you. The spirit feeds on your happiness." Mama Addis fell to her knees. But it was too late. Strange things began in her mansion. Mirrors cracked. Walls stained red. Her house helps ran away. Addis began bleeding from her ears at night. Kolechi said a tall man with no eyes stood in his room. Then the voice returned. "1 child gone. 2 left." Mama Addis tried everything. Churches. Prayer houses. Native doctors. One prophet told her, "You dance with darkness. Only darkness can stop the music." Soon, Addis also fell sick. Before dawn one terrible night, she stopped breathing in her mother's arms. The spirit stood at the door and bowed. Mama Addis had everything. But she had nothing. Only Kolechi remained. One evening, Mama Addis returned to Neka. "Please," she begged. "Take the money. Leave my son. Neko looked at her with tired eyes. The only way to stop it, she whispered, is to give something greater than your soul. What is greater than a soul? Your life. The spirit gave her 7 days. Each night, a mirror turned slowly red. On the 7th night, it was fully red. The wind shook the house. Doors slammed. Candles died. The spirit appeared, tall and dark. Mama Adi stood straight. "Take me," she said calmly. "Leave my son. He is innocent." The spirit moved closer. "A life for a life," it whispered. She did not shake. She drank the dark liquid it gave her. Her body became cold. But her face was peaceful. The spirit carried her into the mirror. And she was gone. That same moment, the house became quiet. The shadows disappeared. The bone necklace cracked into ash. Kolechi slept peacefully for the first time in months. The curse was broken. Years passed. Kolechi grew into a quiet, wise man. He never chased fast money. He opened a small school for poor children. "I fear no hunger," he would say. "But I fear evil riches." One day, as a grown man, he returned to the old mansion. On the table where the necklace had turned to ash, it was there again. Oh. Clean. Waiting. The air grew cold. "You are her blood," a voice whispered. Kolechi picked up the necklace. For a moment, hunger, wealth, power, all flashed before his eyes. Then he walked outside. He threw it into a strong fire. "The chain ends with me," he said. This time, the necklace burned. The wind blew hard. Then stopped. And the land felt free.